How do you handle a child who steals? Of all problem parents face when it comes to parenting a child, nothing affects us as bad as when we realize that our child steals, especially when we've made provision for them and they have enough. Welcome to my channel. My name is Idara Solomon, and this channel, Parenting and Childcare, I share tips to help make your parenting journey easier. We are going to be looking at two types of stealing. First, the chronic stealing, and secondly, I call it the ordinary stealing. So let's start with the chronic stealing. I know it's hot, but if you would solve this problem, you have to control your emotions. Don't react the way you feel when you realize that your child steals. So let's get right into chronic stealing. Chronic stealing occurs most of the time when a child feels unloved, a child feels unappreciated, a child has low self-concept and low self-confidence, even low self-esteem. So they do stealing, or they steal because they are trying to satisfy their self. They are trying to satisfy their inner desire of confidence, their inner desire of their self-concepts. They are trying to build a self-concept. And this happens when parents have not done well with helping their children build positive self-concept. By chronic stealing, I mean your child steal or the child steal at every slightest opportunity they have to steal. At every slightest opportunity. Like they are out, they steal. They are in there, they steal. They are in school, they steal. They steal every now and then. The report of them stealing or you realizing that they steal occurs very frequently. That is chronic stealing, and that's what I mean by chronic stealing. So how do you solve this? You have to look at the underlying problem. You cannot address your child and say you are stealing, you have to stop stealing, da 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 da. You have to look at the underlying problem. Why are they stealing? Is it a problem with self-concept? How do they see themselves? Is it a problem with them feeling unloved or feeling unfed upon? What exactly is the problem? Get to the root cause, get to the underlying problem, then take out time and talk to your child. Talking to your child does not just end with saying, oh, you have to stop stealing, you have to stop doing this, it is not good to steal and all that. You have to ask them relevant questions about how they see themselves. You have to ask them relevant questions about how they feel when they're about to steal and how they feel even after stealing. This would be a pointer to help you address issues. Secondly, you have to show them love. Determined to, show them love the way they will feel love. In this video, I talked about your child's love language. You can do well to check it out and watch to see what exactly your child love language could be, so that you can communicate love to them in that language. That is the way they will understand love better. That is their language, and that is the best way for them to understand that you love them so. And yes, this might look simple, but it is most often the solution to solving this problem. Yes, it is most often the solution to solving stealing problem, chronic stealing problem, even though it looks simple. So try out what I have suggested and you'll see the difference. So let's talk about the ordinary stealing. Now your child between the age 4 to 6 begins to just take things that do not belong to them. It is not chronic, it just happens once in a while. How do you address this? I know that, like I said earlier, that you should control your emotion. Yes, control your emotion. Don't let it get to you. Don't begin to shout at your child. Hey, at this age you are stealing. Don't make exclamations. Don't shout. Because when you shout, you only reinforce the behavior. They'll realize that, oh, mommy can respond this way when I do this. And whenever they need your attention, they could just steal just to get your attention. So with ordinary stealing, this is what you should do. So let's look at this situation where a child steals. What do you say to the child? You could say something like, darling, daddy doesn't like it when you take something that does not belong to you, or when you take your brother's property without their permission, or when you take my stuff without my permission. Now, can you return it back? Thank you. So they go ahead and they return it back, and you realize they return it back. So again, you say something like this: thank you for returning it back, or thank you for giving it back to the owner, or thank you for taking it back. Now I feel much better. Do you realize it? It's simple. Most of the solutions to big problems are actually simple. But because we feel that this problem is big, we think that we have to do something big to tackle the big problem. But solutions to big problems sometimes can just be a little, like very little compared to the problem. So this sounds simple, but I want you to try it. Again, don't shout at your child between 4 to 6 who steals. You only reinforce the behavior and you would not stop them from stealing. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel, like this video, and also share. You could also help other parents realize that they could help their children stop stealing in a very easy step. Very easy, very easy. Until I see you in my next video, thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.